Hey, what's up, Street Talks? The Eric from the Eric Street Photography blog. So, wanted to make a quick video with you on just sharing some thoughts about making photos to please yourself. So, this is my thought. It's about, since about maybe like a year and a half ago, I deleted my Instagram. And the biggest reason I did that was I started to realize that social media was kind of hijacking my mind. Is I wasn't really making photos to please myself, but rather to please other people. And it took a long time of self-reflection and just self-introspection. And I realized that honestly, the best thing for me, even though it might hurt me personally, was to delete my Instagram. And it was the best thing I ever did, because since then, it was really an opportunity for me to gauge my own personal sincerity, whether I made photos to please myself or please others. And now, one thing I purposely do, like even on YouTube, I make it intentional thing to not read comments. Also, I disable comments, statistics, views, all these things on my personal blog. And I never look at analytics, and also I never really look at social media anymore. So I'm spending so much more time just looking at my own photos and becoming a more critical judge of my own images, and really asking myself, am I really making these photos to please myself or to please other people? And I think the biggest benefit of doing this is that you really start making photos that are more authentic. Because when I say authentic, I mean that if you're to make photos that really you do just to please yourself, then these photos will actually, I think, generally stand the test of time. And generally speaking, I think to know whether artwork is good or not, the ultimate test is time. Ultimately, we're all going to die. Spoiler alert. And I think my personal ambition is, I mean, to be honest, like, this is a funny thing. I almost use my ego as a tool to create stuff as an artist. But ultimately, if, like, for myself, my ego, my own body, it's not really so important to me, because after I die, I personally don't believe in the afterlife. So after I die, I'm just going to be like, minerals in the ground or something like that, hopefully giving sustenance to some avocado tree or something like that. But really, my personal ambition is to create great works of art that can inspire future generations of artists and individuals and stuff like that, and really to kind of leave some sort of legacy as like a photographer, artist, philosopher, visual individual, sociologist. And so once again, by trying to make photos not to impress other people, I think is the secret to actually making great artwork. And that means that you could become the ultimate judge of your own artwork, which is extremely liberating, because it doesn't mean you have to use stuff like you got to get 1 trillion followers on Instagram or Facebook, whatever. Is that you're trying to seek to make photos that will influence people maybe 300 years from now. Photos that will still be relevant and still be powerful then as they are now. And realize with photography, it's still a very new art form. It's at best like 120 years old, consider what painting has been around thousands of years, and also like, poetry has been around thousands of years. And so I think this is such an amazing opportunity for us as photographers and visual artists, for us to continually experiment with different cameras, formats, artistic, aesthetic styles. And once again, I think the ultimate, there's not an ultimate purpose to life, but I think all things considered, one of the best ways for us to use our lives is to be artists. And that means don't really caring so much about money and fame and status and stuff like that. I mean, these external things are obviously very useful, and there are certainly benefits, but I don't think that they're necessary. So for example, I love ribeye steak, but it's not necessary in the sense that I could just feed myself on eggs and ground pork and I'll still be alive. I mean, I would generally prefer to have ribeye because I think it tastes better, but then if I don't have it, like, I'm not just going to be like super miserable or anything like that. And this is also something that's important for you as an artist. I mean, as long as you have enough food to eat and you have a bed to sleep at night, I think we're good. And so moving forward, I would encourage you to really try to make photos to please yourself and to shoot for yourself. And that means becoming a more selfish photographer. When I say selfish, I don't mean to say evil. I mean selfish as being self-centered, being self-focused, being self-motivated, and to really make photos to please yourself. And that means really don't try to make photos in order to upload, because this is what used to happen to me in the past, is that I'd go out trying to shoot photos. I'm like, I want to make a photo that will get a lot of likes on Facebook or Flickr or Instagram, whatever it may be. And now, because I disable all the stats, I've really been able to kind of like zen out, and really, once again, all I'm trying to do is compete against myself and really trying to make photos that when I look at a photo, and this is a simple thing. If you know, how do you know if a photo is good or not? If you look at the photo and you like the photo, it's a good photograph. So once again, seek to use whatever camera format aesthetic you want, that when you look at your old photos, and specifically I recommend marinating your photos, let them sit on sit on your photos for a while. It takes me generally at least 1 or 2 years, sometimes even 5 years, before I could really judge a photo as good or not according to my own eyes. Because when enough time elapses between the time you shot the photo and when you look at the photo, it really helps you see the photos more objectively, because you almost imagine like somebody else shot the photos. And if you look at your own photos shot from the past and then you forgot you shot them, and you did shoot them, but then it's almost like looking at the work of a stranger and you still like the photo, it's probably a good photograph. So some practical tips on how to be a more objective photographer. 1, after you shoot the photos, don't make an ultimate decision on whether the photos are good or not for at least a year. So sit on the photos. Still it's fine to share, but what I'd recommend is every single year, look back at the previous year's photographs. So right now it's 2019, so I'm spending a lot of time looking at my 2018 photographs and also my 2017, my 2016, 2015, and constantly continue to edit and select and curate your portfolio of your images. And if your photos from 2015, let's say from the past, are still good in 2019, hopefully your photos will be able to continue to be good as time goes on. And that's the thing that happens with certain photos, is that there's certain photos that you shoot that as time goes on you like them more, and there's certain photos that as time goes on you like them less, and use that as a test of whether your photos are good or not. And obviously, while we're still judging our past photos, we should still be kind of making new photographs as well. So keep shooting, keep reviewing your past work, and once again, remember that you're the ultimate judge and arbiter of your own work. So seek to please yourself. That means being a more selfish photographer. And once again, make photos that you like to look at, and collect your own artwork. Is ask yourself, if I could as a photographer, let's say you're never allowed to share your photos for the rest of your life, would you still make photos and would you still look at them? Let that be the test. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Peace out.